currently watching Austin, and I can relate to Austin in a way, even though I don't have autism, but I do have a disability. So I'm finally opening up to YouTube Live, and even if I didn't do a YouTube Live, but if I did a short video or I did a long video about my disability, and the real me definitely has one. I'm not faking it to get trolls or not trolls. I'm not faking it to get views or likes or subscribers. You know, I would love to get likes and subscribers, but that has nothing to do with my disability. The real me definitely has one. I'm not faking it at all. I was born with one. I've had a disability all my life so far. I am on the disability pension, which is a Centrelink payment, or DSP, which stands for Disability Support Pension, which a lot of people get in Australia and are lucky enough to get a disability pension in Australia, whether they're working or not working, depending how many hours of work they do. Like, I know some people with disabilities who have full-time hour jobs who can't actually afford, not afford, but who can't actually get the disability support pension, whereas me, I can afford to have the disability support pension. And I'm currently not working, so I have to live like everyone else. Have to get money to live, to afford groceries, to afford movie tickets, concert tickets, anything I do, I need money for. So if I didn't have a support pension, where would I go to? How could I afford to live? I wouldn't be able to. So that's what this video is basically about. It's about that I have a disability support pension. It's about the fact I have a disability and that I'm eligible and correctly have the right to have a disability support pension. And yes, if you ask, do I have NDIS, or the National Disability Insurance Scheme? Yes, I'm entitled for that, and I've had NDS for quite a while now, and yes, I do have support workers. So when I've occasionally done a video about seeing certain, not concerts, but when I did the video about the countdown to seeing Tommy Little with my girlfriend and a friend, the friend I actually was referring to is actually my support worker. And he, I call him a friend in a way, because not as a code thing, so people don't know that I actually have a support worker, but I do treat that specific support worker that I have, and his name is Chris, as a friend, because we get along quite well. He's just done a lot, not only for me, but he does a lot for my girlfriend, who also has a disability, and the things she deals with in life, which obviously I'm not going to go into on YouTube because I'm talking about the stuff I deal with, but I'm actually just saying my girlfriend actually has a disability as well. So we're both neurodivergent. She doesn't, well, she thinks she may have autism, just she hasn't been properly described with autism, because there's certain sounds and things that upset my girlfriend, apparently. And my girlfriend does cover her ears, so she definitely does believe she may have it, just not being fully diagnosed. But she does have other disabilities as well, that she's only found out about this year, but I'm keeping that sort of thing to myself as well. But I'm just explaining that I do have a partner with a disability as well. Now, I'm going to definitely go into this video about my disability as well. I'm not going to just say, oh, I've got a disability. You'll be like, what is it though? My disability is ADHD, which stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. So obviously things hype me up. Idiots hype me up, definitely. Stupid people definitely hype me up. I'm talking about stupid people that, you know, go online and troll people or fat shame people or attack my girlfriend, like, which is what happened the other day on TikTok. And I find that really challenging and hard to ignore. Like, I could just easily go block, report, ignore it. But the other day I struggled with doing that, whereas I somewhat sadly had to learn the hard way on TikTok Live by that, because someone used my girlfriend's profile photo on TikTok and pretended to be her when I did a TikTok Live, and I thought they were on live, so I accepted them. Ended up talking to this person. They had a male voice on my girlfriend's profile, so they've been using her photos several hours ago. This morning, when I went on TikTok Live, while I was finishing watching Geordie Shore season 2. Again, some people use not only my photos, but they also used my girlfriend's photo again while chatting, and for some weird reason, they even used my daughter's photo for whatever reason, and my daughter's like an innocent 10-year-old child, so yeah, whatever. Why did you do that? So I thought that was a bit weird, why someone would use my daughter's profile and pretend to be her, even though I'm not that stupid, and I know my daughter would have been in school earlier. Yeah, she might not live with me, and she lives in Liverpool, but I'm not that silly. So yeah, I knew someone was using her photo. Like, why do that stuff online? Like, why do that? Obviously, I blocked them and got rid of them because they were starting to call my girlfriend not very nice names and were fat shaming not only me, but they were fat shaming my girlfriend as well. And I hope none of that happens on this video, and I hope no one disability shames me on here either. And I really don't like when people discriminate against people with disabilities, particularly these days. Like, I've grown to just accept more people with different disabilities, whether it's ADHD or whether people have like Down syndrome or whether people are in like wheelchairs. Just accept them for who they are. Just like if you're going to follow my channel, accept me for who I am. Life is challenging and pretty much hard enough as it is, and having a disability is definitely very, very challenging. Particularly when you're a child and you're like learning to speak, and you go through like occupational therapists, or you even grow up to continue living with your disability of ADHD. People will discriminate against people who have certain disabilities, or look at you funny, like, why do you not understand that? Why do I have to repeat certain things to you 4 or 5 times? Or people get angry about it, or even explaining to people you have a disability can be hard enough. Like, even doing this video is probably the hardest video ever that I actually probably had to do. And people look at you funny, like, what's wrong with you? Even though you may speak normal, or you may communicate quite well, or you may be able to do certain things like other normal people that don't have disabilities, even though what's normal these days, really. So yeah, a lot of challenges, and even finding work has been a challenge for me. I feel like when I apply for a job, and if they find out I have a disability, they're like, we don't want you, or only certain places may want you, or it takes a while to get accepted when employers find out you have a disability, even though there's certain jobs and whatnot and places that do hire people with disabilities these days, which is fantastic. I think that's great, but then there's other employers where they probably look at you funny and be like, couldn't you just be normal? Or basically they'll hire someone over you that doesn't have a disability, and you're like stuck there thinking, what a complete asshole. But I've had other great experiences. Like, I have a disability and I do like volunteering work at Canberra Rep, as you know, and so far I feel like I'm being accepted. I don't think they really care. I think they don't mind different people from different nationalities or different races or backgrounds or religion or disability coming and helping out volunteer at by doing usher work or working behind the bar. For example, even when I did the video about working behind the bar the other day, I even thought about my disability in that way, like some of the challenges I had with learning customer service. Like, it takes me a few times and chances to really digress or understand concepts on certain things. Like, I'll have to ask certain people or people I work with or volunteer with, like, a couple of times, like, what did you say again? Or about something, or for example, where was that wine bottle put? Or can you show me how to where to find it on a wine rack? Or just having to double check your normal sort of questions, like ask serving customers wine or beer, or what order did they get. I don't know if that's necessarily a disability thing, that or just a normal sort of question thing, but I've thought about it recently. I thought maybe my disability of ADHD has something to do with that, maybe being a slower learner or being more anxious while working in fast-paced environments. Definitely anxiety definitely comes into having ADHD for sure. Even doing this video, I was like nervous about talking about it really. No nasty comments so far, which is a positive. Thank you very much. Just even keeping relationships and family and friendships can be hard with having a disability. Not that I'm being fully negative. I am in a relationship that I find happy and healthy. Just I'm referring to past relationships I've had, like with my ex-wife or other ex-girlfriends I've had in the past, like whether they've really accepted me for who I really am, or they've taken advantage of me having ADHD. I really don't know. I feel like sometimes maybe people in the past may have took advantage of me because I'm kind, caring. I accept people for who they are. At the end of the day, I'm a good person. Obviously, it takes me longer to learn certain things, or sometimes I forget things, or I say I'm gonna do something now, and 10 minutes later, I do it then. Or, example, if I say on TikTok Live or whatnot, I'm gonna go to bed now, and it's getting later at night, I'll go to bed a lot later than I originally planned. Like, I'll get sidetracked by things. Certain things will sidetrack my brain and my ADHD brain to go and do it later, or forget about it, or have to be reminded certain things, you know. So yeah, those are sort of the challenges I deal with. No, I do not take medication for my disability, though. If you were to ask me, do I take any form of medication like Ritalin or any ADHD type of drugs out there on the pharmaceutical market? No, I don't. The only type of tablets I take are like antidepressants for like depression that I have, or night meds that I have to help get me to sleep, or high blood pressure meds, or medication that sort of helps with like reflux and heartburn type of stuff. I take those sort of meds as well, but I don't really take any meds to help with my disability or cool me down and stuff. Whereas I can be quite settled. Like, for someone with ADHD, I sometimes think, how come I've got it, even though I'm quite settled and I can sit down in one place and I can watch a movie from start to end and it not be an issue. Um, but then again, I can get easily sidetracked with things too, or my mind focuses really heavily on certain subject matters I care about more, and then other subject matters I'm like, fuck that shit, that stuff's boring. Like maths, hated maths in school, still hate the subject, think money talk's just boring, and it just, certain conversations go over my ADHD brain, and I'm like, that's boring. Whereas I'll be narrowly focused on certain topics, and my mind can just focus on the one topic for a long, long, long time. Or I'll go off tangents at times. I'll start one convo, and then the next I'll be talking about something else or something else, which probably is an ADHD trait. I'm just trying to think of other ADHD traits that I can talk about in this video. So many of them. Meltdowns. Definitely can have meltdowns at times too, where if I'm having an argument, I'll get really frustrated with my girlfriend. Obviously not in a violent, like, physical sense, but like, I'll, slam a door if I get that angry about something, or I disagree with someone about something, or something bad pisses me off. I'll sometimes slam a door, or have certain mood swings, or get a bit moody about things, as well. It's probably an ADHD thing, or even other disorder type things, as well, that people do. So I'll do those certain things as well. Like, yeah, I've broken certain things. Let's just say that. My ADHD brain has made me do certain things. I should be in control of it sometimes, but sometimes I lose control and go a bit loop-de-loop. And I've done certain things that obviously I'm not proud of in the past, whether it's been to exes, or certain things online that I've said or done, or trash certain bits in the house, thrown plates or broke glasses or hit a wall and whatnot. So yeah, I've done certain things that I'm definitely not proud of, but mostly I do try and keep cool, and I'm still learning, I'm still trying to be a better Adam than the aggressive Adam. Adam the aggressor is not an Adam I like, or my girlfriend likes at all. But the cool, calm, collected Adam, which you can see on this live video, is an amazing Adam, and an Adam that me and my girlfriend have full on respect for, and obviously other people have full on respect for as well. It's hard, and doing relationship therapy though has been amazing, and it is helping me. And the last time me and my girlfriend had a small disagreement, I'm not going to go specifically into the disagreement, but I did walk away for a few minutes because I was getting a bit heated, like I was wanting to flare up or go and get really angry, or of the volcano erupting. I didn't let myself let the volcano erupt. I went and sat away from my girlfriend for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I went and talked to her calmly, and everything was smooth for the rest of the night then, which thumbs up to me for doing that though. And I used to never be able to react that way before. I used to react more or less in anger. Or trying to chase my partner after we had a disagreement of an evening or during the day, and I would like try and come into her room. Like, she would run away, and I would try and come and stop the argument there and then things would get heated more to breaking point really, and fighting with your partner late at night, don't do it. It's a bad idea. Particularly going to bed angry is never a good sign at all. So yeah, I thought I'd briefly mention semi-personal things, but not in like full details or anything, just in small bracket points about, when I used to flare up more than of late. Lately, I've been pretty good, and I want to stay in that path in life. I want to, if I have an argument with a person, I want to do it quite coolly, or if I'm getting heated, not snap badly, but go, breathe, give my girlfriend some space for a few minutes, then come back and talk when things have cooled down. That way she doesn't get more angry and I don't get more angry. Because I've gotten that angry that I've regretted certain things I've said, and I've even cried later, and I've broke down in tears and stuff, and that is never good at all. Never good at all to do that. But this video has been quite good. Wow, 21 minutes 30 in, and everyone seems to be positive. If anyone on here themselves has ADHD or ADD or any other form of disability like autism or bipolar disorder, or even though that's more of a mental disorder, or just a learning disability or a intellectual disability or whatever, please hit me up. I wouldn't mind following your YouTube channel as well, and we can learn more about each other and learn more about each other's disability. Or even if you don't have one, you can still hit me up and learn about mine and learn more about ADHD if you want as well. Or even if you know nothing about it, just, I don't know, do a Google search, become Dr. Google, and, find out more about my disability and stuff as well. So yeah, I think this video has been quite good opening up to YouTube, and I'll be definitely doing the same for my TikTok channel, just I'll have to do it under 10 minutes, and I'm like, how am I going to explain the real me, Adam Sedlacek, or Adam Carl Sedlacek with a K, about living with a intellectual disability, and hey, the real me has ADHD. Like, how am I going to do that in a 10-minute video? I feel like I've done that more informative in the video that I'm currently doing live now. But doing a video that I have to do under 10 minutes about the real me having ADHD and having a disability, that's going to be hard to talk about in 10 minutes. Even my ADHD brain will go off tangents or be like, what and how to explain this. Even I forget certain things, like sometimes I start conversations and midway through, I'm like, my girlfriend sometimes asks me, oh, what were you asking before, or what were you saying? Sometimes I've even forgotten and turned around to my girlfriend and go, what were we talking about? And I'm like, here we go again. And that can sometimes get annoying. I even just wonder if my daughter will have certain traits of mine, like ADHD or whatnot in the future. Like, I'm not sure, but that doesn't mean you're not any smarter or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. Definitely there's some of the most smartest people in the world that have ADHD, autism, Down syndrome, are in a wheelchair, have one arm, blind, deaf, I don't know, even people with like dementia. There's probably even the most smartest person that has dementia out there in the world as well. Obviously, they forget things all the time, but it doesn't mean they're complete morons or that they're bad people. There's probably the most smartest people out there with dementia as well. Um, just like there's smart people with ADHD, just like I'm pretty intelligent. It might come as an intellectual or disability or whatnot, but I'm still pretty intelligent anyway. Sometimes I hate the word intellectual disability. It just sounds kind of weird, or it sounds a little discriminatory in itself. But definitely we are smart. Just our brains are wired a little bit different to people who don't have a disability, if you get what I'm trying to say here. And there's so many actors that have it as well. One of the things I've noticed with my disability or whatnot of focusing on a lot of similar topics, I love to talk about movies so much. Like, give me a movie conversation every day. I'm happy. I love talking about movies. I love talking about shows, movies. I can even remember certain actors when they grow up. Years later, I'll still be able to say, that's Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie, or that movie was directed by, for example, I don't know, a kids' film I saw years ago. I would be like, that movie's directed by Steven Spielberg, or that certain movie with Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta is directed by Quentin Tarantino. I'll be able to name certain directors of certain movies. Um, Even when I was a kid, I knew certain actors when they were a child star to when they grew up, or a favorite movie of mine as a kid. And I watch years later, I'll still be able to like, yep, that's this certain actor, and that's that certain actor. So my mind will focus on the things I'm interested in, and the things I'm not interested in, I'll be like over my head, which I think most people do anyway. Even people without disabilities do it. I'm not saying it's just an ADHD thing, but people without disabilities probably do it as well. But people with disabilities probably do it a little bit more. We like to be semi focused on the things we're more interested in than the things we're not, which I think everyone does. And routine, always loved routine. I am one of those peoples that when things changes and it's not a good change, I fucking hate it. Just I I try to adjust to change more so these days, but my ADHD brain is like, I hate change. Change is something that can be very, very hard for someone with a disability. Change is just, ah, don't like change. Sometimes change just sucks. Um, and yeah, change just can be very, very strange. And sometimes when things change, it's not nice, but sometimes you do have to adjust to changes in life. Just sometimes with having a disability, it can be bloody, bloody hard and annoying at times too. I can't think of an example right now specifically, but I'm just talking about like people with disabilities like ADHD or autism or whatnot. We don't like change that much. We prefer knowing things by week, have a routine. I'm definitely a routine person. I like to make certain things on certain days, like gym, for example. I would rather know that I have it Monday and Wednesday at 1:30 and stick to having it at 1:30. Like, I've adjusted, yeah, sure. I've done other times and days and whatnot before too, but I would rather have certain days having certain routines be the same. So I thought I'd mention that to you as well. I don't know if I've said enough about me having a disability and ADHD. I probably have, and it's probably been a bit of a longer video for you guys, but I just wanted to let you know the real me, either on or off camera, is the same person. Adam on camera has ADHD, Adam off camera has ADHD, Adam working at whatever job I get in the future has ADHD. Me working when I do volunteering work at Canberra Repertory Society has ADHD. I can't put it off. I don't think masking it would be necessarily a good or bad thing. But yeah, the real me, on and off camera, has ADHD. Even if I was playing in a theatre production or was acting or whatnot, the real person in me has ADHD. I could play probably a character that doesn't have it, maybe, but the real me definitely does have it. So I thought I'd mention that as well. So if people were to ask, like if I get a future job that's like a paid job, or even if did get brought up in conversation at volunteering, and people were to ask what my disability was, I'm definitely going to be saying ADHD, because that's basically the truth, and I'm not lying. I'm definitely not lying. I definitely do have ADHD, so I would definitely be saying that. Sorry, got a bit of a cough. Not a bad one or anything. Don't worry, nothing tragic's happening to me. I know it's definitely not COVID. I'd feel a lot worse if it was. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, the real me having ADHD and all. If people would ask wherever I work in the near future, like, what's your disability actually? I'd be like, ADHD's the one. And my brain thinks like an ADHD person. So yeah, I think that's all I've really got to say about that. And yeah, now that that's off my chest, I wonder if I'm going to get more views for this video than anything I've ever done before. But I'm glad I did do this video, and if you don't know the real me, you kind of do now. I'll see you guys in the next one, and let's read out this comment first from Aaron Yeager. Said hi bro, hi Aaron Yeager, how are you going? Do you have a disability or not? Just thought I'd briefly randomly ask before I end this video if anyone who's been watching this live video of mine, if they've got one or not. Well, like I said before, if anyone that does or doesn't, like, subscribe to my channel and watch my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.